Professor Freeman, your stakeholder theory belongs to the most important terms of today's academic of business management worldwide. And your famous publication brought out a discussion which did not fade away until today. Mr. Freeman, for a while, Henry Ford told us that the most ambitious goal of capital is not to be earned money, but the employment from money to the improvement of life. What do you think about this? And is that the real, genuine exercise of capital?
Capitalism, on my view, is the greatest system of social cooperation we've ever invented. Now, we see it as about competition and greed and self-interest. But when you think about what capitalism really is, it's about how we together create value for each other. It's about how an entrepreneur or a manager creates great products and services for customers, jobs for employees, value for suppliers who want to make you better, being good citizens in the community, and to make money. It's seeing those interests going in the same direction in terms of how we create value for each other. That's at the core of capitalism. Capitalism is a cooperative enterprise. Competition's important. Some of my best friends are economists, but competition's a second-order property. It gives you options in a free society. So I think we need to return to see capitalism for what it is. Henry Ford came close to getting it right. He didn't practice it so much, but the idea that it's about how we create value for each other, it's fundamentally got ethics built into the center, not off to the side. And that's what we need to come back and see, it seems to me.
Some German scientist, Karl Hohmann, said that the long-term maximization of profit is not a privilege of the enterprises, for which they would have to apologize constantly. It is rather their moral obligation. Because exactly this behavior, under a condition of a suitable basic order, served the consumer and public interest in best way. Do we have suitable basic orders in a globalized world? And which role plays corporate social responsibility, especially against that background?
The idea that business has a moral obligation only to maximize profits is an idea that's broken. The idea that the greatest good for society results in that is an idea that's broken. Adam Smith understood that if markets weren't about people of justice, if there wasn't fairness and a sense of justice, as Adam Smith's words, markets don't work. Markets work because we try to create value for each other. The theories about maximizing profits and all those kinds of things are very stylized academic theories. It's not about how business works. Business works because we create value for stakeholders. Executives do have a moral obligation, I believe, to create value, as much value as they can for stakeholders. And if you do that, the shareholders are going to win far more than if you don't.
Stands corporate social responsibility still at the beginning, or is it already a matured and lived business philosophy? And is it naive to believe that large enterprises would voluntarily campaign for the environment or the interests of society? Do we need international, general and covenant rules and regulations?
I'm actually not a fan of the idea of social responsibility, of corporate social responsibility. I'm a fan of the idea of corporate stakeholder responsibility. Take your responsibilities to stakeholders seriously, first and foremost. Social responsibility is often defined as opposed to economic responsibility. My view is you have to put those things together. We've got a moment in the world right now to do that. We can be the generation that makes capitalism better, that makes it work. If that takes international cooperation, if that takes covenants, if that takes new economics, that's all good. But what it's going to take is a new mindset about business. And that mindset is about how you create value for customers, employees, suppliers, communities, and financiers and people with money. How you see those things going together. I want us to be a part of a generation that leaves the world better. I think that's the only way we can do it.
My last question, isn't it then a very good sign that most of the participants of the conference are students? I think this could be a good sign for the future and the CSR way.
It's really a great that a lot of the participants here are students, because they're going to be the ones that actually create this world. I can tell you 25 years ago, not so many people cared about these ideas. No one knew what a stakeholder was. No one really could pronounce social responsibility. Today is very different. And even though there are very troubling times today, even the troubling times show us that we have to take these ideas seriously and put them into practice. And there are thousands of businesses out doing this. There's a new movement in the United States called conscious capitalism. Conscious capitalism is just, how do I create value for stakeholders? And company after company after company is out doing this. And for that, I'm actually extremely hopeful and optimistic.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
Thanks.
Okay, thanks.